Hello everyone, this is Cristina Rai and I'm sitting here today with Estera Saraswati. And I invited her today since she's offering workshops, courses and retreats in all Europe in the area of sacred sexuality and Tantra. So hello Estera, would you like to tell us a little bit more of the work you're doing?
Hello Cristina, hello, nice to meet you, nice to talk to you today. So part of my background is in matriarchy, in the old ancient temples that were on this planet like 5,000 to 8,000 years ago, and they vanished. They collapsed with patriarchy. So these days in matriarchy, everyone knows that sexual energy is something more than. Everyone knows that it's a sacred energy, that it's a divine energy that can heal, restore, but can also connect us with the divine within us, can alter our consciousness, and can bring us back to the real self. Everyone knows that it was the gateway for also for the enlightenment. So the other part of my background is Tibetan Tantra. I spent many lifetimes practicing and also teaching. And now I'm a practitioner, so this is my private path. But I also, me and my partner, we take the wisdom of traditional Tantra and we take it to the body work. We combine it with body work and with different modern methods that altogether makes a very fast track for awakening of body, and also for it can be a path of true awakening. And Tantra invites us to realize who we really are, to see the matrix of our perception, to see clearly how we delude ourselves, how we create another illusions and separation, and also bring it back to the body as a sacred vessel, the body as a beautiful sacred vessel for the divine, and going beyond any separation from spirit from matter, or masculine from feminine, or light and dark. So our work is based in the compassion. So our main motivation is deep compassion, and it's not as most people think about compassion. It's something. It's not only feeling what other people feeling. Deep openness that that connects us with other beings. See them as our part, as other parts of ourselves, and feeling this interconnection, and makes us moving towards giving a lot of workshops or rituals or any kind of spaces we can create for other people that can help, can heal themselves.
It sounds very interesting, and I will go back a little bit at what you said in the beginning about when you were speaking about sacred sexuality and using the sexual energy to heal and transform. How does that work? For somebody who doesn't really know or didn't experience that, how would you explain that?
So we are very much conditioned by the society and religion, how we perceive sexual energy, sexuality, and body itself. So we also live very much separated. So it's very difficult to explain someone who never ate a chocolate what is the taste of a chocolate. So this is the same, how to explain the sacredness and magic of sacred energy, sacred sexual energy, when you have never experienced it. How can you give a taste of it? So what I can say, a sexual energy is a life force. It's a primal life force. It's based on polarization, very strong polarization between dualities, between like minus and plus, between masculine energy and feminine energy, between light and darkness. There is more and more energy is between these polarities, and this energy between this tension, this attraction of these polars that wants to merge, they want to come together in union. This is the sexual energy. And when the rain's coming down to earth, the rain is making love to Mother Earth. When rain comes to flower, it's also making love. So sexual energy is something much wider and broader than we usually think about it. So, but every one of us, somewhere deep inside, has this sense that there is something more to sexual energy. We all feel it. This is why there is so much buzz around sex, in the mainstream, that sex can sell anything. Why? Because we all know that there is something mystical, magical, something divine in it, but we don't know how to access it. So we teach, we give tools, but not only tools, we mainly create a space, a particular vibration in the space that brings anyone, even a beginners, right away dive deep into this space of sacred sexuality. So we are quite skillful in creating this particular vibration in the space. And then the magic happens. The sexual energy, when it's claimed, when it's respected and recognized as a divine force, it's a highly intelligent force in the universe that can heal, restore, maintain, revitalize our bodies. And also, in itself, it is a divine force. So when we have this attitude, then the magic happens. And then we create a space when we call all the enlightened forces, energies, like the kinis, that is bringing healing as well to our bodies. So then we also take care about our bodies as a sacred vessels. So we do a lot of body work, but in a very special modality that itself is a sacred, I would call it sacred body work. It's not so technical, it's always a ritual, and it makes a difference, this sacred connection to body work.
How did your journey started on this path?
Yeah, so it's this lifetime for me, it's a big remembering, it's a sudden awakening. So it was I've spent many lifetimes that I'm aware of on practicing, on making on dedicating fully my life for awakening. And I did it in a traditional way. And now I'm reborn in Poland. That it's totally, for me, it's quite surprising in a way. I don't feel very much Polish, but still I know that I'm for some purpose here. So my first remembering was when I met Baba Nichols, one of my friends. I suddenly something new space opened for me. Like, okay, I remember, and it was like a scroll, ancient scroll in my body, in my soul that starts to, and it was a mystery of sacred sexuality. That is something different than tantra. And then I've met my partner Zenon, and then another scroll, ancient scroll in my system, unfolded, and it was a script of my tantric incarnations. And then I've put a lot of energy, a lot of practices, rituals. I really totally devoted myself for awakening. So all my life, I just dropped everything in my life and I put Tantra as my daily practice. Every minute of life of my life I devoted for I want to awaken. I want to be awake. I want to be as much alive as I can be. And I'm still on this path. How much bliss can I contain? How much alive can I be when the outer environment is not so supportive? How happy, how really joyful, and how much my heart can be open when I meet suffering around me, and and giving birth to my sons that are 2 and 3 years old, giving it was a non-assistant lotus birth at home, no doctors, no doulas, nothing. It was a huge rite of initiation for me, a rite of death, and really a huge empowerment. So like i've mm, I've made my life as a ritual. I'm living my life as a magic ritual, and whatever is happening to me is a material for development and for growth. And this is Tantra, how to transform anything that you met on your daily life, not going to workshops. It's not about that. It's about how to make your daily life a path of transformation for full awakening. How to transform all negative situations, all difficult emotions, all stress. How can you transform it into bliss? How can you go beyond suffering? How can you go beyond your perception of negative reality?
So, in the workshops and retreats that you're offering in sacred sexuality and tantra, um, what is happening? I know that you're going to offer a retreat in sacred sexuality in Denmark in the beginning of December, 7 to 13. Like, what practices are you going to do? What can we expect?
You can expect nothing. And really, we as teachers, we can expect nothing. And this is the highest mastery, that we make ourselves as empty as we can be, to really meet anyone who's coming, and really being an empty vessel for the wisdom of divine. And then the magic happens. Lately, I was running a tantric women retreat, and I was so surprised because I never knew what can happen, and it was beyond my imagination, because my main practice as a teacher is to make myself empty, really empty, going beyond concepts, ideas. I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, different skillful means. But then there is this moment when you drop everything down and you open the space for the magic to happen. So why this retreat is so successful and where we go is that, first of all, it's a very safe space, and it's a fast track for healing all what is stored around sexuality, shame, fear, resentment, traumas, anything that is stored in the body, because the body is like the sponge. It's like a matrix of energy that that stores all our past of our all incarnations of our ancestors, of the land, of the lineage that we are connected to. So we are as a combo of different energies and different conditioning. And most people in the world right now have a very strong negative conditioning around sexuality. And because it makes people weak, it makes people disempowered, it makes people easily influenced by politics, by economy, by big malls, whatever around us, by media. People that are disempowered, they are easily run by fear. So when you empower yourself through sexual energy, this is the fastest track of any empowerment. So then you are totally in your power. You have a connection with the divine within yourself. You have your code of ethics within you. You don't need anyone to tell you what you should do. You really know it. And you have an access to the wisdom, non-conceptual wisdom, that is an intuition, deep intuition, and consciousness, that you, and a clear vision, clear perception of reality. You are not so easily to be misled or be run by any fear, because then this path of sacred sexuality and tantra, it directs you to the world beyond fear, but you don't bypass these embodied traditions. This is a spiritual embodied traditions that make you through the fear, through your shadow, through your darkness, because there's the most power stored in these places, in these spaces. So we invite all the shadow, all the darkness, and we have our secret ways how to transform. We will teach you how to transform your biggest fear into your biggest potential. Because trust me, when there is the biggest, there is a diamond that is being guided by this fear. So so we work with body work. So it's very down to earth work, but it's all stored, all held in by a very high vibration of sacred sexuality. We gave you a lot of knowledge. We talk a lot about what's going on. You always have a choice. You don't need to do anything. So it's a very fast track, but you are totally aware of what's going on. It's not a kamikaze. It's not a blindfold way of. It's a very precise. It's a very precise. It's a cutting edge way of healing your body and awakening your true potential that it's being stored in your biggest fears and desires, and in all armored that is stored in your body. So we do also a lot of rituals, ancient from ancient times, from matriarchy, a lot of rituals of recognizing the divine in our body, recognizing. We do a lot of yoni pujas, lingam pujas, that is recognizing how to perceive, but not as a concept, mind concept, but really how to make this concept really embodied, that my yoni, my vagina is a sacred doorway to the darkness, to the mystery, or how to embody the concept that the man's lingam, man's penis, phallus, is a real wound, is a light of consciousness, that it's a great healing power. So there are many practices, but I think that I can't talk of all of them. But in general, there's loads of body work, and a ritualistic, sacred body work.
It sounds like a very sacred space and safe, with a lot of rituals and ceremonies and bodywork practices. Is there anything that you would like to say to the people who are interested in joining any kind of space in sacred sexuality?
Yeah. So I invite you that you follow your deep intuition and choose the right teachers and the right workshops, and choose wisely, and don't doubt. Just really follow your deep voice and your deep intuition, and the magic will happen.
Thank you, Estera. It's been an inspiring interview. I hope to hear more about this in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.